Whispers from the Cabin, 10 True Tales of Terror. They say the woods hide secrets, but some secrets don't want to be found. These are 10 real cabin stories that will make you think twice before ever booking that weekend getaway again. 1. The knock at 3 a.m. It was a stormy night in North Carolina. The cabin was remote, surrounded by forest. At 3:03 a.m., a knock echoed on the door. Just one knock. No one was outside. The security cam showed nothing but trees, swaying against still air. 2. The man in the window. In Colorado, a couple stayed in a rental cabin for their honeymoon. Every night, the wife swore she saw a man watching her from the tree line. Her husband saw nothing. On their last day, she checked the window and saw a pair of muddy handprints on the inside. 3. The missing hour. A group of friends camped in a Tennessee cabin. Around 11 p.m., they saw a strange light outside, like a flickering lantern. One by one, they blacked out. They woke up in their beds at 1:12 a.m., and no one remembers how they got there. 4. Voices in the firewood. In Oregon, a solo hiker stayed in an old ranger cabin. While burning logs, he heard whispers in the crackling wood. They said his name. He ran out of the cabin but later found the logs weren't from the forest. They were coffin wood, from a nearby forgotten graveyard. 5. The scratching above. A family rented a small log cabin in Vermont. Every night, scratching came from the attic. They assumed it was raccoons until they checked. The attic had no entrance from inside or out, but in the dust, they saw footprints. Bare, human. 6. The cabin that wasn't there. 2 hunters found an unfamiliar cabin deep in Alaska. It looked pristine, new wood, glowing lanterns, warm inside. They stayed the night, but when they woke, they were lying in the snow, freezing. No cabin in sight, just their footprints, leading into nothing. 7. The tape recorder. In West Virginia, an old cabin had a built-in tape recorder from the 1980s. A couple found it and hit play. A deep voice whispered, "You're not alone in this room." They laughed until the voice added, "I'm behind you." The tape ended. So did their laughter. 8. The cabin host. A traveler in Montana rented a remote Airbnb. The listing said self-check-in. But at night, he heard someone walking downstairs. When he asked the owner the next day, she replied, "That cabin hasn't had power or a floor in 5 years. It burned down." 9. The thing that mimics a father and daughter stayed in a cabin in upstate New York. She heard her dad calling her outside, but he was asleep on the couch. She didn't answer. The voice outside grew angry. Then it whispered, "Smart girl, next time you won't know." 10. The cabin that follows you. A man stayed in a Missouri cabin for one night. When he returned home, he found something strange in his backyard. A pile of fresh firewood, a lantern, and a note that read, "You left the door open." He hasn't gone outside since. These cabins aren't just made of wood. They're made of memories. And some memories don't want to be forgotten. Which one of these gave you chills? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to lock your cabin door tonight.